Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying attention to the NFL scene over the past few days, you've probably caught wind of some serious rumors and insider buzz that are shaking up the NFC East, and more specifically, affecting the Washington Commanders' future prospects. And trust me, what's happening right now could be a game changer for the entire division. We're talking about a blockbuster trade that's been buzzing around, involving none other than Trey Hendrickson from Cincinnati Bengals heading over to Washington, and it's not just a rental. It's a move that signals the Commanders are aiming to elevate their pass rush significantly, especially with their issues on the edge rushing department. Let's break this down, because it's not just about one player moving from one team to another. Hendrickson, who's been a force for Cincinnati, is coming to the Commanders in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and Fedarian Mathies. Now, the Bengals, sitting at 2-3 with a cap space of roughly $13 million, are making this move primarily to free up cap space to extend Joe Burrow, who's the franchise's cornerstone. The Bengals are prioritizing their quarterback's future, and while Hendrickson's departure might seem risky, it's a calculated gamble to bolster their offensive line and keep Burrow protected, especially as they focus on fixing their pass protection issues, which have allowed 28 sacks so far this season. But for the Commanders, this is a different story. Currently sitting at 3-3 and with one of the weakest edges in the league, they're desperately looking to turn things around, especially in their pass rush. Adding Hendrickson to their lineup isn't just a splash move, it's a statement. Hendrickson's been a top-tier edge rusher and his stats speak volumes. In 2024, he dominated with 5 sacks, ranking second among all edge defenders, along with 18 tackles for loss, and an elite EPA per snap of plus 0.25, which puts him among the very best at his position. His PFF grade of 91. 2 is third overall among edge rushers, and his hurry rate of 18% places him in the top 5 in the league. He's pressure-heavy, with 95 pressures in total, and a win rate of about 24%, which is top 8. This season, Hendrickson has continued to impress, with 19 tackles solo and 5 sacks so far in 2025. His ability to double team opponents at a rate of 32% puts him in the top 6 among edge rushers, and his yards after contact allowed of just 1.8 yards per tackle puts him in the top 5 for efficiency. His performance in Week 4 against the Panthers, with 6 pressures and 2 sacks, really showcased his ability to disrupt even the best offensive lines. Over his career, he's accumulated 75 sacks, 90 tackles for loss, and has been a nightmare for quarterbacks, especially when it comes to his bend arc wins, which he's achieved 70% of the time. His EPA versus the run is an impressive minus 0.17, ranking him among the top 3 in that category, and these numbers aren't just flashes. They reflect a consistent, high-level pass rusher who's been a difference maker for every team he's played for. And this isn't just about stats, it's about what Hendrickson can bring to the Commanders' defense. With him, the team projects to increase their total sacks from around 11 to potentially 25, significantly boosting their ability to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt offensive rhythm. His presence alongside Dante Fowler Jr., who's been decent but not enough on his own, will create a formidable duo. Hendrickson's ability to win against double teams, absorbing 25% more double-team blocks than before, will open opportunities for other pass rushers like Dorrance Armstrong, who already has 4 sacks in 2025, to thrive. The defense gains a new level of explosiveness, and it's not hard to see how this can translate into more stops, more turnovers, and ultimately, more wins. But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Bengals, in this scenario, are taking a risk. They're risking a 15% drop in their pass rush production, which could impact their defensive efficiency. Historically, when Cincinnati traded Hendrickson away, their pass rush suffered, and their defense ranked around 24th in points allowed per game, averaging about 25 points. So, it's a gamble that they're willing to take to better serve their long-term goal of extending Burrow and building a balanced team. Still, it's a move that highlights the importance of cap management and strategic planning in the NFL. Teams like Cincinnati are willing to sacrifice some immediate pass rush to secure their future. Now, shifting focus to Washington, this trade could be a catalyst for their entire season. Hendrickson's addition isn't just a name, it's a transformation. The team's current projection of around 11 sacks could easily jump to 23 or 25 with him in the lineup. That's a nearly 120% increase, and for a team that's been struggling to generate consistent pressure, this could be the difference maker. It's not just about sacks, either. Hendrickson's presence elevates the overall pressure rate, making life miserable for quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or other mobile QBs the Commanders will face in the coming weeks. His ability to rush the passer and win in the trenches will create more opportunities for the defense to make plays, whether it's forcing turnovers, hurrying throws, or setting up the defense for long third-down stops. This move also complements the scheme the Commanders have been trying to implement under their coaching staff. They've been focusing on building a more aggressive, attacking defense, and Hendrickson fits perfectly into that mold. His elite rush productivity, combined with the presence of Dante Fowler Jr., who's been a solid contributor, gives the team a much-needed boost. Adding Hendrickson's pressure to the mix should help reduce the points allowed per game, currently hovering around 24, and push that number down to around 20. That's a significant improvement, especially if we consider the team's offensive struggles and the need to share the load with their quarterback, Sam Howell, and the offense in general. And speaking of the offense, the Commanders' attack has been a roller coaster this season. They've shown flashes of brilliance but also inconsistency, especially in the red zone and third-down conversions. With a stronger defense, especially one that can get after the quarterback and force errors, the team could see a boost in their offensive opportunities. The added pressure on opposing defenses will give Howell and the offensive line more breathing room, allowing them to open up the playbook and sustain drives. Plus, with Hendrickson on the field, the team's overall confidence is bound to grow, knowing they have a top-tier pass rusher who can be a game-changer on any given play. Now, let's look at the impact on the division and the playoff race. The NFC East has been incredibly competitive this year, with the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and now the Commanders all fighting for playoff positioning. But with Hendrickson arriving, the Commanders suddenly become a much more serious contender. His ability to rush the passer in dome conditions, especially in playoff atmospheres, could be the X factor that pushes the team over the edge. In fact, Hendrickson's impact in the playoffs could be even more pronounced, given his history of elevating his game in big moments. His rushes in clutch situations could boost the defense's EPA versus mobile quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts, who rely heavily on their ability to escape pressure and extend plays. And what about the odds? Well, since Hendrickson's trade, the Super Bowl odds for the Commanders have shifted dramatically, from plus 6,000 to plus 2,000, making them a more attractive bet and signaling increased confidence from oddsmakers. The NFC East, which was not favored at all at plus 250, now becomes a division to watch, with the Commanders potentially leading the pack if this new defense performs as expected. Hendrickson, in this context, isn't just a player, he's the X factor, the catalyst that could propel Washington into the postseason and beyond. His presence on the field energizes the entire team and sets the stage for a strong playoff push, especially if they can capitalize on their improved pass rush and reduce points allowed. So, guys, what does all this mean for the Commanders moving forward? It means they're betting on their defense and on Hendrickson's elite talent to not just make the playoffs, but to make a serious run. Their defense, now with Hendrickson, could be among the top in the league in sacks and pressure, which is crucial when facing high-powered offenses in the postseason. It also means that the team's management is committed to winning now, making bold moves to catch up with their division rivals. The Bengals, meanwhile, are focusing on their long-term strategy, balancing cap space and roster development, but at what cost? Only time will tell if this gamble pays off for Cincinnati. In the end, this trade highlights how dynamic and unpredictable the NFL is, especially in a division as fierce as the NFC East. It's a story of strategic moves, bold decisions, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. And for us, the fans of the Commanders, it's an exciting time. We're witnessing a team that's willing to make aggressive moves to compete at the highest level. Hendrickson in Burgundy isn't just a player, he's a symbol of that ambition, a sign that this team is ready to compete with the best and make their mark in the playoffs. So keep your eyes on the upcoming games because with Hendrickson leading the charge, the Commanders' defense is about to get a serious boost, and the NFC East better watch out. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this blockbuster trade? Do you believe Hendrickson will be the difference maker in this defense? Are you excited about the team's prospects for the rest of the season and into the playoffs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, inside scoops, and analysis, so stay tuned. The journey to another Super Bowl run might just have taken a major step forward, and this is the kind of move that could define the season for Washington. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Commanders!